Entrepreneurship is the catalyst that drives our American free enterprise economy. It embraces individuals from all walks of life and all types of organizations who challenge the status quo in pursuit of solutions to problems and to meet the changing wants and needs of our society. In this lesson, we talk about the 4 R's: risk, reward, return, and responsibility, and how they are important if one wants to succeed as an entrepreneur. There are 4 key points I want you to take away from this lesson. First point, risk is the chance or uncertainty of something happening other than what one expects. Second point, risk and reward are related concepts. Generally, the greater the risk assumed, the greater the reward that should be expected in return. Third point, our economic system rewards employees who work for others based on a number of factors, including effort, skills, experience, the burden of responsibility carried, as well as the willingness to innovate and take risks. Fourth point, those who succeed in our free market economy have a moral and ethical responsibility to others. So let's get started with this lesson. Investors are entitled to a return on their investments that recognizes the risks that they take. At the same time, those who succeed and prosper must recognize their responsibility to others. For our free enterprise system to work effectively, these 2 notions must go hand in hand. In its most basic sense, risk is the chance or uncertainty of something happening other than what you expect. Return is the financial reward you receive in consideration for the risks that you have taken in making an investment. Will consumers buy the product or idea? Can it even be developed or built? How will competitors respond? Can the product or service be delivered with quality at a reasonable cost? Can the necessary human resources, such as employees with required skills and talents, be found? Are the needed physical resources like facilities, equipment, and raw materials and supplies available? Can the required financial resources, such as personal investments, investor capital, or loans be found? Can the seemingly unending list of governmental regulations be complied with? Are the legal liability risks acceptable so as to avoid a lawsuit? An entrepreneur trying to develop his or her ideas into market opportunities has to deal with countless risks like these. That's why so many who try fail. That's also why, if success is achieved, there may well be a large, even huge financial payoff. The general rule is, the greater the risk assumed, the greater the payoff one should expect and strive for. A person or enterprise that takes huge, unreasonable risk in pursuit of an insignificant return or an unimportant matter is foolish. On the other hand, an entrepreneur, driven by passion and commitment to a great marketplace idea, who does their homework and who succeeds despite the risks, is frequently rewarded with a large financial return. That's how wealth is created. That's also how jobs are created. And when one successful great idea builds on another, that's when whole industries may be created. While that may not happen very often, when it does, as has happened countless times in the past, jobs and prosperity are created. Our economic system also rewards employees who work for others based on a whole series of factors. Time and effort invested, acquired learning and skills, relevant experience, the burden of responsibility carried, as well as the willingness to innovate and take risks. In the free market, pay and salary levels are determined by the supply and demand of these factors. If people who have the right qualifications for a given job are in short supply, salary levels for that job go up. If the opposite is true, then salary levels are lowered. That's why, as our society continually moves towards a knowledge-based economy, the amount of salary and total compensation paid to well-trained and educated people has gone up, while the pay levels for basic labor and time on the job has declined. This fact of life points out the critical importance of education in our country, particularly in the basic math, reading, science, and critical thinking skills that good jobs will increasingly require in the future. Those who do succeed in our free market economy, particularly those who go on to assume leadership roles, have a moral and ethical responsibility to others. Whether it's applying one's time, talent, and treasure to helping those in need, teaching or mentoring others on how to succeed, or making sure that one's company conducts itself legally and responsibly, those who achieve success, position, or wealth have responsibilities to those around them. Risk and return and reward and responsibility are important factors necessary for the effective and harmonious functioning of our free enterprise system. Because all of us occasionally fall victim to our human weaknesses and frailties, we need to understand how these concepts go hand in hand, both to temper our greed and to prevent our envy from begrudging others their success.